Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the Imperial Destroyer mod. We're back here, starting off taking a look at India. So, what we have left really in terms of the Mughal forces, or Mughal enemies, is I haven't really been able to send a navy down here or build any navy as of yet. I am actually building one that I hope to kind of clean up the coast here, open up some of these ports, as they are blocking two of them, which is stopping quite a bit of trade, I imagine. And not that we make a lot of trade goods in India. There's quite a bit of cotton. I guess the more important ones is the spice. Spice is really valuable. If we go to trade, spice is, besides slaves, it's the highest valued commodity. I haven't been able to figure out how to do the slave thing. It's you're supposed to go to the trade nodes and then do something with the actual like cash crop warehouse or something.
This panel gives information about how a building
and somehow that, and then you have to transport the slaves to the kind of area. I never really figured out how that works. But you're supposed to be able to make quite a bit of money doing that. Anyways, so the enemies that are left, we've got a smaller force here, we've got a smaller force here, and I've got a smaller force here. Once that's gone, and the provinces are kind of being kept in check, we should be able to launch a final attack and take them out here. Looks like they're going to have yet another revolution. War awareness and bankruptcy is looming for the Mughal Empire. Region wealth is dropping because of bankruptcy, and we're turning everyone to Catholics. Right, so that's what's going on here. So we should be able to kind of do that pretty darn soon. We have a rebel force here that I'll deal with, but that should be no problem. And then for the Spanish, I think we could just go ahead and tell the Spanish maybe that we want peace right now. Because I don't have anything going against them. Because this force here, which we had planned multiple times to go and take Texas. Every time I enter, they get the plague. And then they bring the plague back into the province. And it all turns to shit. So, I don't know. I joked about saying it's because they're anti-vaxxers in Texas. I don't know if that's actually true in modern day. But it kind of seems like it, right? Because they're mostly conservatives. It's weirdly political we got here. Not the intended idea. Anyways, I think we skip Texas. There's nothing but plagues there right now, so no interest in that. What I had in mind though, instead, if the Spanish do not go ahead and agree to a peace treaty, is let's forget about all the colonies and we'll make a strike at their home province, because that's really how I broke down the French. I didn't break down the French by claiming the colonies. I went straight for the heart and cut that out of him. So we could bring like this army or other army, launch it at Bilbao and then march through the countryside and attack Madrid. With Madrid gone, I don't know, I think we'll have to take all the what's it called? The European holdings for all their colonies to kind of give up, because you can't have if you lose all like your home provinces, I'm pretty sure that all the colonies rebel. You can't move like your capital over to the colonies. That's not how it works. So I think they'll all rebel then, or create their own nations. So we would split up, and probably we might end up actually creating Mexico through that. So I think that would be it. But let's go ahead and ask them right now about peace. And they agreed to it. Nice. Now I don't have to worry about them anymore, or at least for a while. They're actually not that unhappy with me anymore. They're well, just minus 111. So it's really, France is still really angry, and Portugal is really angry. But now we just have to kill the Mughal Empire, which I think should be doable if I force through this turn. And then I think like we need something spectacular for the last episode. So I'll try and figure out. But I'll try to achieve this objective that we've set to have you know, we're gonna kill when I'm not gonna go ahead and ask peace for the Mughal Empire. We're gonna destroy them. That's a set goal. But after that, then is when we go to say 5 turns peace with everyone, and then top it off with me invading some capital or a large battle to end it all. And I think that's a pretty good plan, I think. And I think that's something everyone can agree to. So with that said, I'll need to end turn so that we can start getting to today's battle. And we'll see what that is. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and start just that. Well, this is just what I need. It's once again kind of like the AI knows what I'm saying or thinking. I'm setting up to have, you know, a lasting peace. And we're only fighting the Mughal Empire, which holds 1 province. So I'm really on my way to completing everything. And then France declares war on me again. The Republic of France. Well then, I guess that will be kind of fitting. I'll go in and smack the French around again. It's also kind of like, whenever an AI declares war on me, it's never like they have a good plan of attack or like the troops to launch against my territory. It's kind of meandering towards me in a decent pace, just kind of hoping that I'll turn up and you know screw them up. Anyways, we'll call on my very loyal allies. And I bet that France won't get any of these to join him. And we'll smack the French around, as always. I should not have said anything. How in the crap did they manage to get 10,000 soldiers here? Now, I do remember that I took precautions because they had 1 fleet here with a 5,000 men army, and I wanted to make sure that they wouldn't be able to land and attack me, but yet they have. I specifically sent a troop out to block the port so that they wouldn't be able to use the port and march from the port. And there's 2 fleets here, and they've launched the troops from them. 2 armies. I guess because the town of Quebec is so close to the actual shore where they launched the troops, that even though they do not have any movement points, they're still actually close enough within range that they can attack the town. This is going to be a very difficult battle, and a very long one at that, because there's huge reinforcements. They've put most of the interesting troops in the reinforcement, with a lot of specialist and elite troops coming in through that army, compared to the first, which contains cavalry, which is not ideal in a siege, native allies, and then colonial line infantry. And my force, I mean, there's about 4,000 Dutch against 10,000 enemies. Enough talking now. If I am to beat this battle today, we better start now. I'm not even gonna send my troops up to the walls because there's no point. It's better to take them on inside the castle where we can actually produce a substantial amount of firepower to fire at them. Right now my howitzers are firing out, but as the enemy gets closer and closer to the fort, we won't actually be able to hit them. Well, that was a good hit that took out about 80 men. Key thing is to defend the general, or the general unit in this case. I think we're just about... They have passed below, so I can't fire at them anymore. We're gonna get the general unit, and we're gonna get him into the armory. And then... Oh! Oh, this is the troop from the harbor that is marching in. I completely forgot about them. But I don't think there will be much use right now. So, general unit moving in there. We'll have one musket unit moving in there. There's no room within the armory over here. We'll get the grenadiers to march towards the center. Then we'll have these two infantry to stand in front. And then these two will be covering this bit right here. And you will be reserved in the center. Okay, the French... No, I just took 2 areas. Wait, are they able to come through? Wait a minute, who left the door open? Someone left the door open. What? Fire! The AI are being... they're all condensing in the same area, which is causing a bit of a lag. There it smoothed out. Let's see, we haven't left any other doors open, have we? Okay, given that they're coming in through here, what I want to do is... How about we get these 2 units to move to the side, which should allow the Grenadiers to join in that fight as well. And then I'll order you to move up through the side. Okay, now we've lost all the walls, which means that the enemy might be coming through here, as well as here, as all over the place. Currently, we're focusing everything on the door, which someone forgot to close. If I can organize, if you could get organized into a line here, we could actually get like proper fire from all the troops. Oh, yeah, they're coming in here. I'll turn you around then. Oh, we got some troops coming down from above. And oh, they're marching in. That's not good. I'll put you here then. And then we get these 2. You can cover that, and you can cover that. Yeah, just as French native auxiliaries storm the gates here. And now there's a firefight going back and forth here, hopefully. As well as fire from the armory. And can you go ahead and fire? Oh, I forgot to tell these to fire at will. Once this one opens up, though, I'm pretty sure these natives will give up. And I'm gonna need you to go ahead and fire here. Try to break these before they get in and kill my general. Quite the firefight going on there. Same against the natives. The native auxiliary It looks like there's 2 French units that have marched in through that gate. Let's see. My unit is holding on. Only lost 25 men inside right now. The French have definitely lost a lot more outside. Wonderful uniforms. France was one, I think France was one of the units or one of the nations that were requested that I should play as, together with Spain, but they never really win, do they? Okay, so these 2 are being pushed back. We've got a unit of chasseurs possibly coming in. Okay, the French are trying to form some kind of line here. But that's usually the beginning of the end for the AI, and they're forced to retreat. You do not need to follow them. Just hold your position. Oh, we've got tons of native auxiliaries now coming in to fight over here. Let's reorganize the howitzer shots to land closer here, and we might... Ooh! Look at that. They called in artillery support. And before my unit charges into them and dies, or charges into that fire, we'll just tell them like so. Okay, we're gonna get them in here because right now there's only 108 men left. Oh, they're broken as well. Looks like I've broken the first attack, it seems. We've got a secondary attack from the native auxiliary coming through that gate. So secondary, they're coming in for a second run at it. And they're coming in here for a second run. Or no, this must be a new fresh unit, given that it still have about 300 men left. And let's focus a bit on that one. Oh, the chasseurs are moving in now. Another wonderful French unit. Fighting here with the Dutch. If you didn't know what nation I played as, just in case I needed to remind you here after, you know, episode 605 or whatever we have arrived to at this point. Well, looks like the natives are lining up to. I think they were lining up there for a bit. How's it going over here? No one's made it inside. No enemy, I should say. Alright, reorganize yourself. And get everyone inside. Oh, we do have one up on the wall. Let's see if we can bombard that one and get rid of that one. Because that would be advantageous, I'd say. Ooh, that was a nasty hit, because that unit was almost full. Haven't really suffered that much up there, and then went down to about 100 men. And quickly dropping numbers. Enemy dropped over here. Tons of them, forced to retreat. A slaughter! The French move in. This is the way you kinda should be organizing your castle defense, because you don't really are able to put down enough firepower from the walls. So you should go with this more sort of Japanese style of defense. If you've ever played Shogun, or just know about how the Japanese did castles in general, where they basically built the castle as a labyrinth with basically trapped areas where you would get the defender to swarm into an area where he then will be locked into, and you could fire from all sides rather than this. The way this fort is set up would be nice if the cannons and stuff would actually be more useful on these forts. Either just by placing more of them or by placing better cannons on it with some actual firepower being put forward of them. I'm not, maybe some kind of weaker canister shot could be fired from them. So you would have to kind of bombard it for a while before trying to get in. And then maybe, I mean, you don't really need to have the walls that high. Or maybe you do. Or maybe you could do multiple layers and stuff like that. Could be interesting. Anyways, it looks like the first attack has been dealt with. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed forward here until we get to the second attack. In between here, I might try, probably not because there's a lot of cavalry everywhere, but I might try to sally forth and destroy some cannons or something just to speed the process up. But here we have it. After 13 minutes, the first attack was thwarted. However, the secondary one is the one that's really dangerous because it's got elite troops in it, and not in it, as British slang, but I mean it as there's a lot more infantry and a lot more elite infantry. That's what I'm talking about. So that's going to be a lot dangerous attack. But most of my units have survived, or all of them have survived. Although some have been cut down quite severely, as this one right here. With that said, let's go ahead and speed forwards and prepare for the second attack, which looks to be coming from over here. First part of the second attack is coming in. We're looking at the Royal Escargot. The Royal Snails. No, that's not how you pronounce it, I hope. So it's not the Royal Snails, but it's the Royal something. And they're almost all gone. Once again, really cool looking uniforms. The Royal... yeah, it's almost like... I want to say escargot, but that's not how you spell it. Okay, comes the Germans. Royal Suédois. And then just French line infantry. And you can note that the flag has changed, of course, now that they've turned into a republic. Royal Guard not doing too hot. Neither is the German infantry. Making their way downtown, walking at a reasonable pace over the bodies of their native allies, straight in to the Dutch line, getting fired upon from all sides. Maybe now, with most of the enemy reinforcements coming this way, I should relocate my howitzers. I should get some howitzers to be able to try and hit some of the cavalry here, so we can get rid of that. And right now it looks like these three line infantry that tried to push their way in through here, some of which were quite elite, like the... I'm just gonna call them the Royal Escargot. The Royal Snail Brigade got shot to pieces. The French sent 10,000 men. And 10,000 men is 10,000 muskets, is what I'll pick up from the ground here. Not much of an attack. I think I'm gonna move the howitzers closer so I can fire at this, but also so I can fire towards this gate as they try to get through. Now they have a cannon out here. Could I send a cheeky unit out to kill that? Who knows? The French are shelling the woods here and able to get 1% of this part of the fort. Their artillery needs the touch of a genius like Napoleon, because right now they're not doing very well at all. Look at that. That's a... Is that a cat? It's the angry kittens. Kissy cat. Meow. Anyways, looks like they're not gonna go anywhere fast, so yet again, a little bit of a cut until we actually get some fighting. We have another group of French troops making an attempt of entry into the castle. It's the 1st Regiment of Grenadiers. And just as they enter, they have, within seconds almost, they have already lost half the regiment. Walking into this trap. Followed by yet another regiment. These guys. The... I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce that. But this regiment anyways. And my cheeky regiment should be able to attack. Cannons. Getting rid of them. And then maybe see about upsetting the cavalry. They managed to get in the flag. And the officer. But that's about it. The rest of his the regiment clearly doesn't want to follow. Oh, there goes the drummer. There's 300 men left of his regiment, and he's just standing there waiting for them to join him. But they do not want to. They want to stand and die by the gate instead. Did we claim the gate, or why are they... No, they are in control. But for some reason they don't want to get in. Although, I say for some reason, I think we all know why they don't want to get in. No surprise, really. Oh, no! My cheeky unit has been attacked by cavalry. With nothing on the walls. And there's nothing I really can do for him. Well, I can send out a grenadier unit to see about aiding him, but that's about it. I guess I could... I mean... We're not really getting anywhere here. Anywhere fast, anyways. Neither is the enemy. I will focus on the guys on the wall. The light infantry up there is... Oh, you're out of ammo. Right. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. Oh, we have 2 units actually out of ammo. Move to the back side then. And then the grenadiers will take your place as the main troop here. Next up to lose their ammo is this one. But that's not going to be much of a problem because, well, they're just sitting in here. Let's see if we can't save this unit by having this grenadier regiment march up right behind the chasseurs à cheval. Fire into the backs and destroy them. Yeah, oh. What was that? Oh no, the Cuirassiers du Roi. The King's Cuirassiers. Only a timed volley could stop them, and even that would be... we would be hard pressed. That we fired too early. We fired too early. Not enough. Usually it takes quite a while to get that fire off. Ah, damn it, we lost like a... I don't know how many... This unit hadn't lost that many men, so we might have lost 100 men in that charge. So instead of just having one unit getting cut down by cavalry, now I might have as many as 2 in one of our very important units, Grenadiers, getting crushed under the Cuirassier of the King. Ha! I knew it was... I kind of suspected it was a bad idea to get out there. The thing is, I can tell them to retreat or try and get back in the castle, but I don't think that would actually work, and the unit was just disintegrate and get cut down to pieces, which I think will happen for both these. We'll just let them fight to the very end. Oh, what was this? The O'Glivy Regiment. All redheads. Huh. Oh, here comes the Grenadiers again. Once again, no success for the Grenadiers. We've got some cavalry unit close enough for me to fire upon. So let's do that. Let's fire on this one and fire on this one. Oh, these guys made it up to the wall, did they? Not that they're able to fire upon me. I do think I'd call myself victor at this point. The cavalry did savage us as we were trying to sally forth. But they can't really get in. And I think most of the infantry has been defeated. And looking at the time here, they've 20 minutes left to get inside. And it definitely does not look as though that is going to happen anytime soon. The French certainly don't have a lot to show for this attack on Quebec. They managed to cut a little bit of this corner, and they left a mess behind, but that's about it. Now, the French did prepare quite well, sending 10,000 men to attack the fort. Unfortunately for them, they brought a load of cavalry, and I think that was kind of one of the main things, because they were never able to send in enough infantry to break my force. They were able to get about halfway. They cut my force down by half. It might have helped if they'd send the cavalry in, just to spice things up and keep my troops occupied, not able to fire at the oncoming troops. But they didn't, and that's why we have a result like this, where out of 10,000 men, the French end up losing 8,500 almost, or 8,491 to be precise, leaving only about 2,000. And of course I lost half, but I deployed 4,000, 2,000 lost, leaving 2,000 men left to defend the castle. So at this point we have the same amount of troops as the enemy, even though they started off with quite a bit more than 2 soldiers for every one of mine. Let's go ahead and take a look at who killed the most. A grenadier unit, in fact, followed by the howitzer. 1,200 men, almost 1,300 men killed by one grenadier unit, and the most astonishing part is, of course, that he only lost 32 men in the process of destroying so many enemies. Anyways, it looks as though this siege battle took quite a long time, but I don't think the French will really be able to mount any other assaults. So I think for the next video, I should hopefully have finished off, so I would be ready to do like just that battle to kind of kill off the Mughal Empire, and then it would be an assault again on Paris, which we would mount as many troops as I can to get a spectacular battle. Hopefully, just like what I'm thinking is I would get as many troops as possible and just absolutely storm the living daylight out of the fort, just wasting infantry, throwing it at, and having cannons arrayed to blow holes in the walls everywhere and just absolutely attack it from all sides. And I think that would be cool, and I think that would be a worthy ending to this. With that said, I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this one, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.